Hope you guys are paying attention. This is our part 8 of our key digit strategy videos. I hope you guys have been taking good notes and looking back at your particular state. And we're covering the finale. Yes, we have here West Virginia, Wisconsin, and then we're going to go outside the U.S., Ontario, Canada, Western Canada, and Puerto Rico. So if you guys are in any of these states or countries, definitely pay close attention, take some good notes. We're going to talk about how the numbers 2, 7, 0, and 5 can help you guys lock in some key hits, some key numbers. I will tell you this is only for entertainment purposes. All right, that means I can't guarantee hits on the channel or in the membership, so I need you guys to play responsibly. The first thing to do is make sure you're backtracking your state, practice and play on paper first so you're not wasting money in the stores just yet, okay? All right, so let me take you to West Virginia, September 20th evening. There was a hit in West Virginia of 668. Now, when I'm looking for key digits and I'm studying a lot of the states, I like to go between a 1, 2, 3 rundown or a 3, 1, 7. Feel free to use your favorite workout rundowns, okay? Now, the next thing you have to do is you have to count them out and put them together. So just in case I have some new people on here, all right, I want you guys to make sure you know how to count the rundowns. So we're going to lock in that previous hit, 668. All right, and then we're going to add each number down the columns. So the first column, adding 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. For your 2-digit numbers, only use your ones, place your 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. And 5 plus 1 is 6. So the number you start with should be the number you end with, okay? Then you're going to add on 2 all the way down the second column, 3 all the way down the third column. So I'm looking through West Virginia and I'm simply looking for any hits that are going straight across. How many of you guys are literally one off most games, right? So I noticed that certain times of the week, depending on what's going on with the rundown you're using, hits will literally be coming straight off. They don't always do that. And sometimes you'll see a cold period, okay? So be careful with this. But there's some key digits because there was actually a repeat that came right back. The 668 hit West Virginia on September 22nd evening. How did that happen? How did that happen? Well, let me show you. Let's pay attention to these key digits now. All right. We have key digits 2, 7, or 0, and 5. Whenever you guys are seeing like these key digits of 2, 7s, 0s, and 5s, especially when they're in pairs, pay close attention to them to see what your state is doing with them. There's all kind of patterns surrounding these numbers. Like take your 5, 5 here. Notice how even though they're not together, they're split doubles, okay? Which is also some key digit numbers. Notice how right on the bottom was the hit again, 668. This is how repeats are coming. And I have another one to show you as well. Whenever you're seeing key pairs, whether they're split, maybe sometimes they're together on the left side or the right side, sometimes it could be telling you what numbers could be coming back. Yeah. I've noticed this for quite a while. And when I see this, I like to share with the Pick 3 community. So I hope that one helps. All right, so make sure you guys know. Now, there's some other options I probably would have looked at. Being that this is a 5, 5, I would have also liked to see what was around that 0, 0. Okay. All right. And the reason why I'm telling you is pay attention because sometimes the numbers on top or the bottom could be coming out as well. So if we look at 0, 0, which are its mirror numbers. Okay. Let's talk about mirror numbers for just a second. Okay. So when we're talking about mirror numbers, even though the 5, 5 was here, there was also a 0, 0. Pay attention to that. Okay. There was a 0, 0 here. Now, those 0s and 5s are the same number in lottery math. So make sure you're paying attention to both sides of the rundown. So mirror number, same number, opposite. I'll give them all to you just in case you need them. A 0 could be a 5 or 5 could be a 0. A 1 could be a 6 or a 6 could be a 1. A 2 could be a 7, 7 could be a 2. 3 could be an 8, 8 could be a 3. 4 can be a 9, and a 9 could be a 4. Okay, so make sure you guys are paying close attention to any mirror numbers. because this could have came back as its mirror version. Now 668 is also the same as 163. So that could be something that you may want to consider as well. And again, it all depends on the rundowns that you're using. The other thing I want to tell you guys is don't just check at the bottom, but make sure you look at the top numbers and sometimes the keys itself. All right. Sometimes those can come. Some other options could have been like 927040, 545, perhaps even 422. Those could have been some really cool options. Okay. So just wanted to throw that out there, West Virginia. So start paying attention. If you notice your state is getting a lot of repeats, or if you notice that hits are coming straight across, pay attention if key digits are playing a huge part and telling you where to shift your eye. Okay. Excuse me. Let's go to Wisconsin. September 17th evening, the hit was 727. Now, these are what we call false triples, okay? You notice with triples, I think I did too many P's. My bad. All right, so 777 would be triple, right? Or 222. This is bothering me. Triples. There we go. We'll just do one P. Sorry. So 777 or 222, those are triple numbers, but sometimes they have what they call the mirrors that are mixed in, like 727 or 272. Those are what we call false triples, okay? You guys notice those in your rundowns? Pay attention to them, okay? Now, when you see them and they're key digits, I want you to pay attention. Sometimes the numbers on top or the bottom could be coming out, okay? If you look very closely, you're going to see a 109 right over triple 222, which happens to also be key digit numbers. Well, 190 came a few days later, September 22nd, midday. So anytime you see false triples, especially if they're key digits, pay attention to the numbers on the top and the bottom. And sometimes, if it's not the hit, it could be those triples or false triples could be coming to your state. That's another thing to pay attention to, okay? All right, so we're going to move on. Oh, the other option I probably would have chosen 109, perhaps even 604. If you're looking underneath, 840 could have been something hot, and also 345. So again, when you're looking at your keys, make sure you look at the numbers on top, the bottom, and include the keys as possible number options. My thing is practice on paper first. Don't go to the start spending money, okay? Let's go to Ontario, Canada, going outside the U.S. September 20th evening, the hit was 117. Now we're going to talk about forecast numbers. Shout out to Candle Lotto Shop. Taught me about taught me about the forecast numbers. Meaning, whenever you see a key digit and it's in front of a double or mirror, please pay attention. It could be telling you that particular number should be coming from a hit that's running across the grid. Simple as that. Don't make it harder than it has to be. I had a lot of people scratching their head like, what do you mean? But watch this. There's doubles here that's very special, and they have the key of 7. You'll also see a mirror. That's why I taught you your mirrors. 6 and 1, they're the same number. It's almost like saying 6, 6 or 1, 1. But when you put them together, they're mirrored pairs. Okay? So here we have 2. That's right in front of those, right in back of those mirrors. Okay? This literally could be telling you any number with the 7 could be running straight across, or any number with the number 2 could be going straight across. So we're taking this and we're looking at this, I'm going to look at everything that has 7s and 2s just running across, okay? So the number 7, I see the number 476. I'm going to write that down. 735. If we're looking at 2s, I'm going to look at 230. And 971, I didn't write that down from before, but I think those are the only ones with 2s and 7s. Now, you can include the key itself like 117 or 612. Those could be some other options, but what they actually chose was 971. Okay, they chose that 971. All right, and it came out exact. Sometimes they'll come like that. They're just perfectly aligned for your state. Doesn't happen all the time, but just be careful. So far, so good. Make sure you hit that like. I so appreciate that. And make sure you share with other Pick 3 players such as yourselves. Okay? All right. So let's go to Western Canada. Okay? They had the hit 191 on September 17th evening. So again, your keys can be either coming as pairs, maybe triples or false triples, or sometimes as singles. When they're singles, please pay attention if they're in front or back of doubles, okay? We have the same scenario as in Ontario. You have doubles 2, 2, and 7, 7, but you have these keys of 0 and 5, just like you have the 7 and 2. So that's telling me anything with the number 0 or 5 to pay attention to. So I'm going to go through the rundown. I see 715 that has a 5 in it. I see 953 that has a 5 or 0, 260. All right, and I think that was all of the numbers. Now you can use the keys 577, and 408. You can use 577 and 022. That's a personal thing if you want to. I do notice some states like to use those as well. Well, what happened? 840 came out a couple nights later on September 21st evening. Yes. Okay. All right. So pay attention. I like key numbers because they help you focus your eyes to a specific place on the rundown. Another thing is when the hits are going straight across, it's nice because you have all the numbers together. Again, we're trying to prevent being one off as much as possible. Now, will this work 100% of the time? Absolutely no. And there's some times when you want to use a different rundown to pay close attention to see if these things are cooling off, because they can do that, okay? All right, let's go to Puerto Rico. September 18th, midday, Puerto Rico had a hit of 610. This is where a repeat happened again. And it's using the same type of strategy, those key pairs. If you ever see key pairs, whether they're together or split, they're either sitting right on under the number or right on top of the number, like it did for West Virginia. See those 5s, how they sat on top of that 668? That could be telling you that there's a possible repeat. And just like that, if we look at the numbers on top of the bottom, like 610, we might want to do 234. Also do your mirrors. 165 could be an option, and 789. Okay, and maybe even the keys themselves, 927 and 472. You can also throw those in there. Well, what happened? The actual hit repeated, and it repeated exact 610. Okay, so again, we went through. This is the 8th video covering all of the U.S., looking at how key digits are working. Y'all, we did it again. This is amazing. Thank you guys for your support. Make sure you check back with the other videos so you can check on your state, see how these things are really working. Other than that, we're going to keep it simple. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the series, and let me know how you're doing with everything. Go ahead and hit that like, share, and we'll see you guys on the membership.